Hey Kentucky, this is Mary Jo Perino. Tonight, Coach Cal previews the Las Vegas trip. UK football's early signing period is almost here, and we'll bring you part 2 of my talk with Congressman Andy Barr. All that and more is next on Hey Kentucky. Welcome into Hey Kentucky. The one guy who did not get pardoned by Matt Bevin and had to serve his full sentence in jail, Ryan Lemond.
I have about 45 speeding tickets. Could he pardon all of those? Wipe those clean?
Yeah, you would think, but no.
No? Oh, okay.
Just going to have to donate to the campaign.
That's right.
All right. We begin with UK basketball as the Cats prepare to head to Las Vegas to play 2 games. Today, Coach Cal talked about tomorrow night's matchup with Utah and beyond. Cal spent most of the time talking about Khalil Whitney. He says the freshman is taking a major step forward, and that will be the key to Kentucky's success if he can do it.
I've told the team, we got a ceiling unless he plays for us. We don't have anybody like him. He's the one. But if other guys are playing better than him, I have a responsibility to everybody. And what he hasn't done yet is figured it out. And he will. He's a great kid. He's trying. We did some stuff today. They got to talk more. But you got everybody rooting for him. He's just going to have to go play.
Cal is encouraging Whitney to follow Tyrese Maxey's example in the Georgia Tech game and focus only on defense instead of offense. Cal has also been harping on his guys to fight and finish the past few weeks. It would seem that message is now directed at Whitney. But that's kind of Cal's mantra. If you go play defense, the offense is going to come.
Well, that message was delivered to Keon Brooks. Go fight. Yeah. You want to play, fight. And look, Keon Brooks has had back-to-back great games because he's going out there and fighting. And you don't think that soundbite is directly motivation for Khalil Whitney? Look, dude, we know you're good. Go out and just fight and prove it you're good. Don't get down on yourself. He only played 7 minutes against Georgia Tech. Don't lose your confidence. Don't get down on yourself because we need you.
Yeah, because Utah is no slouch.
Yeah, they're 8-2.
Yeah, and
Ohio State's sitting there then on Saturday.
Right, and Utah beat Minnesota, who beat Ohio State. So, 2 good teams. All right, turning to Kentucky football, it's time to bust out the dice. 3 blue chip prospects were set to announce their college decisions today, the last day of intense recruiting for the calendar year of 2020. RJ Adams, the number 12 offensive guard in the country, did commit, and he did commit to Kentucky, choosing the Cats over NC State and Alabama this evening. Michigan native Jeremy Flax was set to pick between Kentucky, Auburn, or Texas Tech. Fresh off an official visit to Lexington, the Cats may have done just enough to convince Flax to come. And Mark Stoops could add another exciting athlete to the secondary. Former Florida commit Joel Williams was down to the Gators, Georgia, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, and UK. Ryan, this is incredible.
This is tomorrow, when we're at this time tomorrow, we will have the best recruiting class in the history of the University of Kentucky football program. Yep. No question about it. Another recruit today. There's going to be another guy in that class we just talked about. We'll pick Kentucky. Vito Tisdale is still out there. They think they got a great shot at him. Oxendine. It is amazing what this staff has done. And I'm telling you, we need to celebrate these guys that are coming in because this is an unbelievable class they've put together.
And you're right.
Unbelievable.
In the history of the program. Now,
best ever.
Will it, does it always pan out on the field? That's a wait and see. Injuries, things happen. But on paper, this is the best recruiting class we've ever had.
No question about it. And they do. Stoops and Merrill and those guys deserve all the credit to a 10-win season last year. What they did this year was a 7-win season. Outstanding.
Yep. All right, now to politics. We continue to learn more about what happened before former Governor Matt Bevin issued a series of controversial pardons before leaving office. The Louisville Courier-Journal obtained a copy of a memo from Kentucky Justice and Public Safety Cabinet Secretary John Tilley. He sternly warned Bevin against pardoning or commuting the sentence of 5 violent offenders. But Bevin proceeded anyway and has strongly defended the more than 600 other pardons and commutations he issued after losing the election to Andy Beshear. Meanwhile, one of the men released by Bevin is speaking out. Patrick Baker was convicted in a deadly Knox County shooting and sentenced to 19 years in prison in 2017. Baker's brother hosted a campaign fundraiser for Bevin the summer of 2018, where more than $20,000 was raised. Baker spoke about that and his innocence this afternoon. Baker's attorneys stressed that the evidence rules Baker out as a suspect in the crime, and they put the blame on Kentucky State Police. Prosecutors and police stand by their performance, and Ryan, the other two co-defendants are still in jail, so this one is really hard for me to get past.
A lot of prosecutors and a lot of police put a lot of time to put these guys behind bars, and now all of a sudden, one man, his own opinion is going to set them free. I mean, it's an embarrassment. I mean, it was on NBC Nightly News the other night, made Governor Bevin look foolish. It makes our state look foolish. It's a complete embarrassment. And for these families involved, these victims,
Just heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking for them to think the people that killed their relatives, their family members, are now set free. My heart goes out to those people.
Right, without any discussion, any prior knowledge, it just happens, and
One man's
we'll
opinion.
deal with you later.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm just going to set this guy free because I want to.
Right, because the jury of 12, and I get it, there's wrongful convictions. They happen, but you retry them.
That's
or
right.
you refigure it out. You don't just say, yeah, I think you're innocent, you're out.
Yep.
All right, in Frankfurt, supporters say the odds for bringing sports betting to Kentucky are improving. A key point has been whether it would require amending the state constitution. But a constitutional law expert told lawmakers in no uncertain terms that sports wagering will not require any amendments. Attorney Dan Wallach says he has examined the issue for several states and that the original writers of Kentucky's Constitution specifically decided not to include sports betting when they banned lotteries. Here are the comments from Wallach, followed by Majority Floor Leader Damon Thayer.
The framers considered a ban on sports betting, and they rejected it. Thus, there is no constitutional barrier to the legalization of sports betting in the Commonwealth in Kentucky.
And you have done an excellent job, I think, debunking the specious argument that it requires a constitutional amendment to enact sports wagering.
So if no constitutional amendment is required, lawmakers could legalize sports gambling without putting the issue to a statewide vote, which obviously improves the chances of passage. And Ryan, we usually have Drew on here to talk about sports gambling, but this is a great thing. I hope this moves forward.
Yeah, if not, why don't we just load up big dump trucks full of money, drive it over to Indiana, and just dump it in their streets? That's what we do. We're just giving money away to these other
Like to
states around
Otwell,
Kentucky.
Indiana?
Otwell, Indiana. Dump it in the street where I grew up, because that's exactly what we're doing by not legalizing it in Kentucky.
I know. Let's do it. All right, up next, Hey Kentucky, part 2 of my conversation with Andy Barr. The Lexington congressman talks about his re-election bid, Matt Devin's pardons, and a little basketball game that's coming up. Stay with us.